2022.
Done. Gone.
Almost.
It's gone.
Let's not give up. Let's not take our foot off the accelerator.
No, your foot should be like totally on the accelerator, but it should be for 2023.
2 solid weeks to go.
2 solid weeks. If you're opening an escrow at the end of 2022 for it to close in 2022, awesome job.
Yeah.
But
fantastic.
Yeah, my thought process is right now, you are behind. If you haven't in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe the last month, haven't already been working on 2023 plans, you're already behind.
Big time.
Yeah.
Unless you're so organized that your years over years just, you're a machine. Now, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't be going back and reviewing and adjusting, and we'll get into that a little later on some of our other topics, but yeah, I mean, there's some people that just keep on rolling.
True, but I was being a little snarky when you said if we're organized. I'm thinking we're talking to real estate agents here. I'm one of them too, so organization is not one of our better skills.
We're fearful of the accountability it takes to be that organized.
Absolutely, but I think, I don't know, I feel like the writing's on the wall for 2023 and what it's going to bring us.
That's interesting. I don't.
Okay.
Tell me what your thoughts are.
I think our market, I think we're going to have an adjustment in the market, obviously, but from a real estate standpoint, I think there are going to be fewer units sold. I think that we're going to have fewer agents in the industry. I've talked with our local board, and the numbers are already down as far as people that are renewing.
We should know come February for sure, right?
Yep, absolutely. But they're already hearing complaints about the dues and things like that, but numbers are down. I was looking at Nevada numbers for their board as well, and those numbers are down too. So
why would you do that?
Because it was on a podcast, somebody was talking about it, and so I decided to make a call and look into it. So just because I hear stats doesn't necessarily mean I believe stats without looking them up myself. So I did some investigating based on some numbers that I was hearing from somebody else. But
okay, now we had a pretty solid January through May.
Yes.
But in my 23 years, how many years you got?
25.
All right.
Yeah.
It's okay to say
25,
it here.
yeah.
Don't ever tell someone in a transaction how many years of experience you have. Not a good tactic. But here we can do it.
Absolutely.
I've never seen a brake slammed on so hard as they were come May this year.
Correct.
As far as transaction volume goes.
Absolutely.
It was like, whoa, very interesting.
It was interesting. It happened overnight.
So my question is, you say it's going to be transaction volume is going to be down next year. So, I mean, do you mean kind of cumulatively from this year?
Yes.
Because if it's going to be down from what it's been the last 4 to 6 months, whoa. I mean, there's not much to give.
No. I think it's going to be down annually over the year.
Yeah,
And
I would agree with that.
I look at it, and I also don't see prices. What's interesting is a lot of what has kept agents in the industry and in the business, even though the units have gone down year over year, is that the prices were going up so fast that they were making more on each transaction.
I talk to agents, and I'm like, man, we can really help you with your business. We'd love to help you strategize. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm like, dude, you have 6 transactions.
Yep.
I go, I know. And you look at it, it's like, wow, I mean, that is 6 figures, which, that's fantastic.
In our area,
But, man, 6 transactions.
Yep. And they're happy.
Yeah, that's...
But here's the problem.
We're not happy.
No, here's the problem with that mentality. Next year, when you have 4 transactions or 3 transactions and your business is cut in half.
Now you're struggling.
Well, not just that. The competitions are going to be a little bit fiercer, so people are going to be, you're not just going to be less business out there to take, but people are going to be pushing you harder for commission breaks and things like that. So it's twofold. We're going to be watching people doing less business and struggling to keep that commission, the dollars that they're looking for. And 2023, here's how I sum it up. If you are not planning to figure out what changes you need to make in order to get, and here's my key word, get your unfair share of the business. So forget about fair share of the business, get your unfair share of the business in 2023. You're gonna see yourself watching those that are doing the right things open up that gap. It's almost like, you're gonna get out of the slipstream and you're gonna fall behind. And it's gonna be really, really hard to catch back up.
I feel like we say that a little bit as markets change, and I think the opportunity's there.
The opportunity is there.
My issue is I'm still not quite convinced as to what's going to happen. There's so many opinions out there, and I listen to a lot of smart people and a lot of people in the industry, and it's crazy. And one day you'll talk to someone who says, matter of factly, like, no, there's no question about this. This is what's going to happen. Things are going down. Then you'll talk to another person, totally matter of fact, no question about it. No, look at it. Look at the fundamentals. We're good. Yeah. It's like, well, wait a minute. Where are we going to go here? So I think the reality is what we need to do is, I was looking for a quote that would fit that well, which is you just got to out-hustle the next person.
You do, but I guess let me ask the question this way. In 2023, if you do the business the same way, do you think, let's put aside number of transactions that are going to occur, how many people are going to sell their homes, number of agents that are in the business.
Okay.
Here's a question that I ask everybody, and I'll ask you. Do you think in 2023 that the consumer is going to have more or less of an expectation from us as their agent in helping them either purchase or sell a property? Do you think the expectations are going to stay the same, go down, or be more?
I hope the expectations are going to be more. Because we leave a lot to be desired, unfortunately, in this industry. But they're going to need us, Nestor.
They are. And I agree that they're going to need us. But at the end of the day, they're going to be paying us a lot of money, and they're going to sit there and look at us and say, what are you going to do? What is your true value proposition? I mean, I role play all the time with agents. What's your value proposition? Why should I pick you? And most people sit there like a deer in headlights looking at me like, well, and that's because we really haven't looked at what value are we bringing to the table.
Yeah.
When you take that perspective on things, it's not how much you charge, it's how much are they investing in you for you to get them the results that they're looking for. And with all the transparency and everything that's happening and all the choices that people have nowadays, if you're not up in your game, you're not getting picked.
Yeah. When I say we, let me clarify we. That's our agents. We got some exceptional agents. They've got skills.
Absolutely.
So people are going to need those skills. They're going to be looking for those. We're in a difficult market. I mean, my house isn't going to sell in 2 weeks. This is crazy. I have to wait 30, 60, 90, 120 days for my property to sell.
Yep.
And so they're going to need us, but you're right, we better bring our A game because that's just the expectation out in the marketplace these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you can't sell yourself, your value, forget about
You're
it.
gone.
So, 2023. Am I looking forward to 2023? In many ways I am.
I guess fired up about it.
It's the just not knowing that's getting me a little bit, you know? I feel like I have a sense as to what's going to happen, but just the expectancy and not knowing makes me a little uneasy. But in the end, if you're getting the skills
and
you're putting in the hustle, you're going to have success.
Absolutely. And I look at it this way. Take a look at all the agents that are out there and throw them into the sea. This could be agents, brokers, companies. We're all sitting there in the ocean and the tide's coming back. And we're going to find out really quickly who's truly exposed and who truly isn't, and who's got, you mentioning having those skills and having those abilities and things like that. Well, what's going to happen is I feel that as this business is starting to decline a little bit and that tide's going back, we're going to expose some people that aren't really prepared for this. And that's at whatever level. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a 2007, 2008, the sky is falling and the market's going to fall apart on us. But there's definitely an adjustment, and it's been too easy for too long for a lot of people, and we're about to get punched square in the nose, and some will fall.
Absolutely. I called an agent today to introduce myself, and she said to me, well, I'm not going to quit my full-time job. I'm a scientist. I go, wow, that is truly a full-time job. You got to be in a lab. You can't be doing, wait, why are you on my books as a realtor if you're a scientist?
Exactly.
Well, it's been so easy. I could do deals, but now it's so hard, I'm not gonna be doing deals.
Exactly.
My goodness. Thanks, sorry, called the wrong person.
I had the same call today. She is a banker. She was in the banking, and mine went a little bit different. She picked up the phone, realized who I was, and she says, "I'm really sorry, I can't talk right now because I'm at work. Can you call me back after, like, I think she said 4:30, 5 o'clock?" Like, just, that's not going to work anymore.
That callback isn't gonna happen.
Right. And can you imagine what happens when the client calls and that's the answer they're getting? Hey, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now. Try me back after 4:30 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's just, that's not going to get it done. Before, would get done.
Yeah. Well, I hope it happens. I hope what happens in generally a changing market like this, where the cream rises to the top and the tide comes and washes out a lot, I hope that's the case. Because, as you know, and I know of you, we appreciate the professional.
Absolutely.
The consumer deserves a professional.
They do.
And that's what we focus on, and so they're going to shine. So we should get a good run of it here.
I will close with this. You're absolutely right, and I'm looking forward to the cream rising to the top. But the other thing that's going to show up in 2023, I think, and unfortunately, more corruption is going to show up in 2023. People get desperate. They're not getting what they want. They'll do those silly things. We'll see more complaints over at the board. We'll see more
It's a good
foolish,
prediction.
Yeah, more foolish acts and
Appreciation
things of that nature.
solves a lot of problems. Depreciation brings out the skeletons.
Exactly. So we're going to see more of that. So that's even more a reason why you should be dotting your I's, crossing your T's,
Yes.
putting in the time to learn what's going on, and putting in the that time to learn the skill.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Look
right.
forward to having this conversation at the end of 2023 and seeing how we did.
Maybe even halfway through.
There we go. All right. If you guys like what would be interested in hearing your thoughts on this, drop a comment in there and let us know what your thoughts are. And please, as always, if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe. If you don't like what you're hearing, subscribe anyway. We might get better.